it's a European project, did of the European landscape. We asked 360 startups
die, and only the 2% that will succeed, but those who succeed will high up and progress into big human projects. So that's the nature of projects that we have in the startups.
So Dr. Jamal just wants to make sure that you stay engaged and not and give a boost, psychological boost for the people that are going to present. Just before I start introducing the different pilots, I want to take the opportunity to inform you that the Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, is hosting.
Today I will talk about marwahmh application. Actually, until recently, the Ministry of Health has 2 pain points when we come to the appointments. One of them is that the patient don't know about the primary healthcare centers locations or what are the services which are provided inside these centers, which leads them to go direct to the hospitals, causing overcrowded emergency rooms with non-emergency cases. The second point is
they can manage their time, they can book, they can have more than one clinic, they can have more than one hospital, they can be locums, they can counsel, they can communicate with the doctors, they can refer to other patients. There is a huge amount of thinking we've done with doctors. My family comes from doctors. I have 6.
Yes, and that's a clicker, so you can have all.
Assalamu alaikum. I wasn't expecting to be next. I thought I'm going to be after the showcases. Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Mروه, and as they said, I'm a demonstrator at King Saud University. The title of my presentation is Evaluation of Educational Usefulness of YouTube Videos Teaching Arabic-Speaking Population How to Perform Cardiopulmonary Resuscitation. So, how many of you here have ever been in a situation where you were in public and someone just dropped down unconscious? So, from those who raised their hands, how many of you knew exactly what to do at that moment? Somehow, third. So I expected that low number, but good for you that you knew what to do. For those that didn't know what to do, don't feel bad. The body of literature on CPR, on out-of-hospital cardiac arrest, keeps on investigating why do bystanders in similar situation not participate in cardiopulmonary resuscitation. They keep on investigating the reasons. How can we encourage these people? And one of the solutions that they found was using visual media. And that will be the focus of my talk today. So these are the authors of this paper. Myself, Dr. Haneen, who is a family medicine resident under the Ministry of Health. Mr. Shadi Diab, who is the head of the Clinical Simulation Center at King Saud University. And Dr. Nihan Khamis, who is an associate professor at the Medical Education Department at King Saud University. This is going to be our pathway through the presentation. First, I'm going to talk with you, I'm going to give you a bit of information and background on the topic. Then we're going to go to our research objective, how we conducted the research, what we found, and some highlights from our discussion. So in 2016, circulatory system diseases in Saudi Arabia were the most common cause of death, which includes coronary heart diseases that cause sudden drop to the floor in public. So generally speaking, in Saudi Arabia, CPR training is almost in its majority in English, and it's usually provided by hospitals and health sciences colleges. So that means that the general population are actually deprived from these courses because it's not provided in their main language, in Arabic, and it's not provided in community centers. So there was a study done in 2017 where they were assessing the general population's knowledge on CPR. And what they found was that almost 22% of the people that they surveyed have never heard of CPR. They didn't have a clue what it was. And then those that did know, they tended to have inadequate information or misinformation. So, as I said, visual media is one of the ways how the literature is, supporting training bystanders for these situations where there's someone in need of CPR. And they actually found that visual media is best in CPR training when it's training hands-only CPR. So, as we all know, the Gulf region is very well invested, as also Dr. Amr and Mr. Pascal was showing. We're very invested in social media in the Gulf region. And for that, it's not surprising that in 2017, we had YouTube was the second highest penetration rate among social media, and WhatsApp was the first. So this led us to our question. We wanted to see what was the quality of Arabic YouTube videos teaching Arabic-speaking populations how to perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation. We weren't the first to do this. It was done for the English language, for the Spanish language, and Turkish before us. And so what did we do? We basically went to YouTube. We used 4 keywords, Arabic keywords, which were equivalent to cardiopulmonary resuscitation and first aid. إسعافات أولية, الإسعافات الأولية, إنعاش قلبي رئوي, الإنعاش القلبي الرئوي. We found the difference between التعريف. And we then had our inclusion criteria, which was basically that the video either was in Arabic, it had Arabic translation or Arabic subtitles, and that it taught how to perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation. If the video did not meet both criteria, it was excluded. Also, we excluded, of course, repeated videos, as well as videos that talked about CPR, but they were not actually teaching how to perform CPR. So we screened 283 videos, and those that met our inclusion criteria were only 40. And then for those that were excluded, I guess it's expected that the majority of them were from the keyword first aid, الإسعافات الأولية. For the keyword cardiopulmonary resuscitation, the 2 top reasons of exclusion were that it wasn't in Arabic or subtitled or it didn't have Arabic translation. The other reason was that it talked about CPR but it didn't show how to perform CPR. So I'm going to move on to those 40 included videos. We collected our data in summer 2016. And so basically the videos were published from 2010 and 2016. Also, the provider, the most common type of provider was unspecified credentials, which means we don't really know who created that video. And also, the majority of them covered adult CPR only. The next category was mixed, where we had a video that contained CPR for adults and pediatrics at the same time. And the least, which was 6 videos, were only pediatric, exclusively pediatric CPR only. So after characterizing our 40 videos, we went on and we scored them. So basically there was a validated scoring tool that we adapted. And then, as you can see, there are 5 major criteria, 6 minor criteria. And for a video to be deemed educationally useful for laypersons, it had to meet all major criteria and then at least 3 from the minor. So this is the frequency of the number of videos that met each criterion. And then you see the Cohen-Kappa, which shows the agreement between the two authors that assessed it. So each video was assessed by 2 authors, and then we had the Cohen-Kappa to see the agreement between both, and there was a 3rd author that went over any scores that we had discrepancy in. So the bottom line is, we only found 4 educationally useful videos that teach how to perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation for the Arabic-speaking population. Only 4. So, this result was not shocking. It might be shocking when I say only 4, but if you want to put it into the context of the general literature out there and the previous studies that were done, this goes in line with them. The low number of included videos, and then the low number of educationally useful videos or good quality videos goes in line with the previous studies, especially the non-English ones, the Spanish and the Turkish. The other thing was that we found striking was that there were no videos demonstrating hands-only CPR. Hands-only CPR has been there for years now. It's established by the American Heart Association for years, and the main reason was to take out that barrier of mouth-to-mouth when performing, which is very relevant to our local conservative context. So it's a pity that we didn't find any Arabic videos showing hands-only CPR. Also, as I mentioned earlier, this is the best way, compatible with visual media when teaching CPR, اللي هو hands-only method. And then also for our tool, so as I said, we adapted it, and then we had the Cohen Kappa for the agreement between the two authors' results. So we believe that it could be a useful tool for those looking to do similar work. We do have further adjustments that we would like to do, so if someone's interested in doing this, we can talk further after the presentation. And then for our conclusion, so YouTube videos at the time of our study were not the best source of training or learning on the topic of how to perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation for Arabic-speaking populations. The other thing is, this is a call for all health institutes in the Arab region to actually assume their social responsibility and create scientifically sound, simple Arabic content online. So these are the acknowledgements. We're acknowledging Dr. Mohammed Irshad, who helped us with our descriptive statistics, the authors of the initial validated tool who helped us in understanding the tool and personal communication, and Prof. Hamza for revising our manuscript, and Prince Naif Health Research Center, they helped us with some technical support. These are the references, my contact information, and thank you. So, do I...